It's not about control.
Stand down. It's a relationship. Based on respect.
I think it was MLK who said that there can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. And that cannot be more true than in the way that the Jurassic Park franchise has been handled, like the limp used up whore that it now sadly is. And I know, I hear you say, you've been naught but girly shits and giggles for the Jurassic World trailers so far. And yes, you'd be totally right pointing that out, you little shit. But trailers are a completely different beast, crafted by pinpoint ad execs that can aniocally their way through any of the availably rendered footage, of which Batman v Superman clearly still hasn't got, and hide any of the flaws that the film may potentially have, whether that's poor direction, narrative, or acting. It's a clever form of lying, really, where nothing untrue is stated, but the truth is often hidden. What can't do the same is a flat scene taken straight out of the movie. These sneak peeks, as seen here, are normally sent out as tasters to test the tone, but alas, Star Lego and not Jessica Chastain here fall flatter than Russell Crowe's singing voice. Good God, just listen to some of this stuff.
It's not funny.
A little funny.
I'm going to play in a second, but I mean, what we have here are just essentially the worst cringy attempts to be charming and oddly sexual from Chris Pratt, which is surprising considering his last few roles clearly established him as the white Will Smith. I'm just sat there absolutely pulling my hair out, asking to why are we listening to this inane quote-unquote banter between the goofball and the gal that attempts to recapture the charm between Malcolm and Ellie in the first film, but instead delivers us one of the most clear-cut cases of an audience member being very aware that he, or she, is most definitely watching two people acting in front of a camera. No, seriously, just watch. I mean, fuck me, this is worse than watching one of those episodes of The Big Bang Theory without the laugh track on.
You're alive.
I'm fully aware they're alive.
You might have made them in a test tube, but they don't know that. They're thinking, I gotta eat. I gotta hunt. I gotta... You can relate to at least one of those things, right?
My God, did people write this? And wouldn't you know it, the very scene I'm talking about has been shrewdly chosen to be shoved right smack bang at the front of the next trailer. I mean, the mere presence of it means that this trailer better speed up fast, as my interest is waning enough. But not only that, all this back and forth between our two bland leads is once again stating that A, the Velociraptors can be tamed, and that B, the company doesn't understand Hippie Pratt and his deep respectful relationship with them. Oh God, they're eventually going to start talking, aren't they? Love of campy action aside, I'm starting to realise with every passing second that the Raptors are really running the risk here, guys. From being the monsters that made you afraid to go back in the kitchen, to becoming the new Falcor for the clickbait generation. But not only that, but all of this footage of our favourite clawed hood rats is shoved right up our noses in glorious, awful CG. And they're even CG in close-ups, no less. What happened to Stan Winston? Ugh, this isn't promising, people. I think apart from a passing shot of a dying hadrosaur in a teaser, we've seen no animatronic dinosaurs whatsoever. Almost makes the fact that none of these dicks have feathers now seem almost trivial. Where's my Udesky leg scene? But not only that, we're given a little bit more info on the Indominus Rex. You know, the mystery creature that you were creating suspense for. You know, by not showing it that much, by keeping it in the shadows. You know, keeping the spirit and fun sense of adventure in a movie alive. But not now. This trailer, and I'm not joking here, is heavily implying that the Rex Mark II can talk to all the other dinosaurs, cross species, and make coordinated attacks on the humans trapped on the island. Like, wow. All I fucking wanted was a bog-standard basic Dinosaurs Attack the Guests movie. Who asked for this? Who was the writer trying to please? I cannot recall such a clamour for what is essentially just going to be the dark knightification of Barney. This harkens back to the darker days of the writers thinking it was cool to add a 3D printed raptor voice box. Oh, fuck you guys who went on to produce and direct The Descendants. Does anyone even remember the old rumours for a new Jurassic Park movie? Dino retroviruses, dinosaurs with robotic weaponry on their backs, and even human dino hybrids. We all laughed so hard, and then when we saw they were just doing a traditional island park story, we were taken, we were with you. Now we have dinosaurs talking pincer strikes, tactical manoeuvres, and aerial attacks that would make Patton blush. heaped on top of raptor hunting squads, and chemistry between the leads akin to a 14-year-old trying to hump his older sister's best friend. And this just can't be me, but does anyone think that Vince D'Onofrio is going to clearly just be one of those Sci-Fi Channel villains that sits in the bunker or control room the entire movie? I get the feeling that I've seen somewhere before that he can't really run very far.
Move it up! Quickly! Hustle up! The fucking war will be over by the time we get up there, won't it, Private Pile?
So yeah, I'm really starting to feel that Jurassic World might be the biggest overall disappointment of the summer. Because as you've probably guessed, I fucking love Jurassic Park. And to see a clear-cut studio clusterfuck of bad ideas being forced into a script with already poor dialogue, silly set pieces, poor science, and a whole host of characters that haven't been sold to me on any level, but at least they finally showed Dr. Henry Wu. Ugh, who cares at this point? This film's gonna be bad. There, I said it. Starting with The Dark Knight showcasing its first 5 minutes of action, modern advertising strategies seem to have started showing more and more of the movie each year. And why wouldn't we? Studies have shown that humans, being the boring arseholes that we are, actually like having the surprises spoiled for us so that nothing can ever challenge our tiny little brains. A la Terminator Genesis. But both these films' trailers fail on a fundamental level. They are both reboots of old franchises that reveal god-awful twists that no one asked for. No one asked for John Connor to become a pseudo-nator, and no one asked for the Caesaurus that's going to be rallying the Rexes to help him set up his own fundamental dictatorship on Isla Nublar. I know now people will say, oh well, you critics and audiences are always gagging and moaning for something new, for us not to retread the same old ground. Well, all I have to say to that is originality does not always equal quality. Alien 3 is vastly different to the massively successful Aliens, and the box office reflected people's opinions. But actually, I rather like Alien 3, so I'm going to sum up now. Yeah, I'm still going to go see it, the execs still win, but it's not a fun trip to an old friend's house, as it's more a trip to visit an old friend dying in hospital of rectal cancer. And is this just a re-edited version of this shot with the shark? Or is Trevor really gonna milk that 3D angle for all it's worth?